Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good morning. Thanks for checking in with Denver 7 for this update. I'm Molly Hendrickson.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Washington, D.C. should be bustling. Instead, the government is partially shut down with no budget deal in sight.
At last update, the president and Democrats were still about $4 billion apart on funding for border security and a wall between the U.S. and Mexico. The negotiations are happening as news breaks of a second immigrant child to die in U.S. custody at the border.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos is following the developments for us.
Today makes day 5 of the partial government shutdown. An estimated 800,000 federal employees are likely impacted. On Christmas Day, President Trump claimed those federal workers support his position in the fight with Democrats over billions of dollars in funding for the border wall.
Many of those workers have said to me and communicated, stay out until you get the funding for the wall.
Congress is still away for the holiday, but many lawmakers are reacting to the death of an 8-year-old Guatemalan boy who died while in U.S. custody. This is the second immigrant child to die in detention just this month. Jacqueline Calmaquin died December 8th after crossing the border with her father. Democratic Representative Jerry Nadler, the next House Judiciary Chairman, tweeting, another tragic death in CBP custody just reinforces the need for the IG to investigate conditions in CBP's short-term holding facilities and, of course, the general suitability of such facilities for families. U.S. Customs and Border Protection say the boy died shortly after midnight Tuesday and that he showed signs of, quote, a potential illness.
It's just tragic, and we're thinking about his family right now, what they must be feeling to have lost their child on Christmas Day.
The president has said separately he plans to visit the U.S.-Mexico border in Texas at the end of January. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
This morning, the Steamboat Springs community will come together for a prayer service after a deadly crash on I-70 on Christmas Eve. It's happening at the Anchorway Church at 11. Investigators say a 62-year-old woman was under the influence of both alcohol and marijuana when her truck slammed into another car, killing herself and a 38-year-old woman. That woman's 6-year-old daughter suffered serious injuries and remains in the hospital this morning.
Developing this morning, Keystone Resort is reeling from a second ski death in the past week. Yesterday, on Christmas Day, a 66-year-old man lost consciousness and died on a run. The Summit County Sheriff's Office says there were no signs of a crash before this happened. On Saturday, a 52-year-old man was found unconscious at the bottom of a ski run. There was no sign of a crash in that case either. The coroner is looking into what happened in both cases.
Developing now, Aspen police have dedicated an entire team to track down the thieves who made off with $800,000 worth of diamond jewelry. There is surveillance video, but police have not yet released it to us. In it, you reportedly see 3 men steal jewelry from a jewelry store's display case inside the Little Nell Hotel. Now, if you're like us, you're wondering how this could happen on a Friday afternoon and no one noticed. Police say the thieves picked the lock so it didn't create much of a scene.
This morning, we head out to DIA to check on the post-Christmas travel. The airport was doing a great job moving passengers through around 7 a.m. The security lines were taking about 20 minutes or less to get through. DIA tells us tomorrow will be the final big rush for this season. AAA says this is the busiest holiday travel season in the last 15 years.
Contact 7 is here to help you navigate your post-Christmas gift returns.
Malls and stores are expected to be quite busy this morning as many of us rush to return or exchange those unwanted gifts. Denver 7's Thomas Hoppo is on the 16th Street Mall.
Okay, these streets are going to be filled with after Christmas special shoppers and also people trying to return those gifts. Now, if you are trying to return a gift that you didn't really want, make sure you have that gift receipt. Now, you're going to want to make sure that wasn't thrown out with the wrapping paper because stores often turn you away if you don't have one. If you don't have it and can't get the original, you may be eligible for store credit, but keep in mind the amount may be the lowest price the item was recently sold for. If you're not able to get out on the busiest day for gift returns, don't worry. We spoke with a consumer reporter who says you do have time, maybe up to 90 days to return that gift. Research says 50% of consumers are going to be out here doing those after Christmas special sales. Now, you're going to want to beat the crowd, so make sure you look and see what time these stores open up. That way, you're not with all those after Christmas shoppers. Reporting, Thomas Hoppo, Denver 7.
Brick-and-Mortar is going after Amazon in a new way. Williams-Sonoma is suing Amazon, saying the online retailer is ripping off furniture designs from its West Elm brand. Here's an example. The West Elm chair is on the left, while the Amazon chair is on the right. Amazon has since taken this chair off its website, and so far, neither side is commenting on the lawsuit.
Well, it wasn't a Merry Christmas for those of us looking for a Christmas miracle in last night's Mega Millions drawing. No one hit the $321 million jackpot, so it will now grow to $348 million for Friday's drawing. This was only the 5th time in the game's history that a drawing was held on Christmas night. If you can't wait until Friday to try your luck again, the Powerball drawing is tonight with a jackpot of $294 million.
Colorado's space industry is celebrating another big success. Littleton-based Lockheed Martin says it is now in communication with a new generation of satellites. The new GPS-3 satellite lifted off over the weekend. It is 3 times more accurate and 8 times harder to jam than current satellites. Elon Musk is offering a look into the future. The SpaceX boss posted this photo showing a prototype of the Starship rocket. Musk says it will be used for flights around the moon and to Mars. SpaceX plans to begin testing the design next year.
Those of you hoping to hit the slopes over the next couple of days, conditions are great. Breckenridge picked up another 4 inches of snow yesterday, with 27 inches of fresh powder in just the past week. Right now, the resort has 95% of its terrain open, with 177 runs and a base depth of 44 inches.
Eldora Mountain in Boulder County has 61 runs open, which is about 94% of its terrain. The base depth there is 25 inches, with 10 inches of new snow this past week. And for those of you headed to Winter Park, they've just passed the 100-inch mark for the snow this season. The resort has a 44-inch base and 145 runs ready to go.
But Winter Park had to delay its Christmas gift to skiers. The resort says its new 10-person gondola isn't quite ready for prime time yet. The new high-speed ride will take just 5 minutes to the top, but it does need more testing. And now from the First Alert Weather Center, here's Katie LaSalle. More snow.
Yes, more snow is on the way for the mountains, over the metro area as well later on this Wednesday evening. Dry to start and also very chilly. A very active weather system is moving through the Midwest that'll swirl into the region as we get throughout the day today, bringing a lot of snow to the eastern plains. Rain first, and then also the majority of our mountains will see some snowfall throughout the course of the day. Winter weather advisory that's posted for our southern mountains and also across the eastern plains up through Julesburg, down through Lamar. Could be seeing very gusty conditions, wind gusts up to about 40 to even 50 miles per hour, blowing snow, limited visibility, snow-packed roads. So if you do have to do any traveling across the eastern plains, please practice caution for today. Across the Denver area, we'll be in the upper 30s under a mostly cloudy sky, so a colder day overall, with our best chance of seeing some light snow mainly between about 5 and 10 o'clock tonight. Skies will clear as we head into early tomorrow morning. We'll drop down to around 20 degrees, so a nice cold start to our day, but it is going to be very, very chilly as we get throughout the next couple. Thursday, Friday, highs only in the mid to upper 20s, dry for the weekend, but also still chilly 30s. And then as we start this new year, pretty seasonal weather.
All right, thanks, Katie. Well, we thought things couldn't get worse for the Broncos after the team lost to the lowly Raiders on Christmas Eve.
But now we know breakout rookie running back Phillip Lindsay won't play in the team's final game and will likely miss the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, an MRI shows a potential fracture and cartilage damage to his right wrist. It's a disappointing end to the season for Lindsay, who became only the 3rd undrafted rookie to reach 1,000 yards.
The offensive line has played a big part in this whole journey. It is a special moment, you know, and it's unfortunate that, you know, it didn't come with a win. But it's something to build off of. We have a great offensive line, and we just got to get back. We got to get our feet back under us, and we got to get a groove back.
Now, the Broncos close out the season by hosting the Chargers at Mile High on Sunday. And here was another fun moment from Monday's game you might have missed. Vanna Claus made the Broncos fans' day. She had a sign that said, "All I want for Christmas is a football from Von Miller." So, of course, Vanna Claus delivered. He walked up, you see, and gave her the football, and we believe he even signed it.
What a great gift.
Yes, very Merry Christmas to her. Well, this has been your Denver 7 On Demand update. Thanks for joining us.
Check back here later tonight for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts.